Welcome to the sunny shores of Cape Cod. It's another beautiful night for baseball, and the Bourne Braves are back in action.
Cape Cod Baseball League, where the best players from across the country come together and square off against one another.
The Bourne Braves continued their utter domination of the first place Hyannis Harbor Hawks, and the Tomahawk Talk crew is here to break it all down. Chris Jones, international superstar Chris Jones, we'll get to that later, Troy Lynch, Liam Sullivan, and Kerry Crowley. Troy, Doug Norman gets the start tonight. 5 innings. It was his first start of the season, and he proved he belonged in the rotation.
I absolutely agree with you. And it was funny because his last appearance was against Hyannis, and I believe he only pitched 3 outs. And tonight it was a completely different story. 5 innings of only one run ball, and he really just had to change it up. I was talking with him after the game, and he mentioned that after he gave up that first one, he wasn't going to let that happen again, and he did that quite well. And his curveball was working, really making batters get under the ball, forcing easy pop-ups. I like what I saw from Doug Norman tonight.
Chris, the entire tide of this game changed in the 6th inning, when Peter Alonso worked an 11-pitch at bat and picked up an RBI single.
Yeah, we talked about it on Tomahawk Talk yesterday, just the faith that the coaching staff, Joe Lincoln, had in the guys, and they said that they were going to produce with runners in scoring position. It was Pete Alonso who got it done, an 11-pitch at bat where he had 2 strikes on him for the majority of the at bat, able to spoil pitches, foul pitches off, stay in there, and then roped a ball to shortstop. Gets credited with the RBI single, which he should have, and then created an opportunity for the Braves to add more. Backed up by 2-out piece of hitting by Reed Humphreys, who had the sac fly to give him the lead. And then after Alonso, Corey Julks hit a shot that was ruled an error, but picks up an RBI as well.
13, 15, and 2, the Braves alone in second place in the Cape Cod Baseball League's West Division. Liam, you had a chance to talk to a few guys after the game, and the Braves have been sputtering a little bit lately. What was their mood like after this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was a sigh of relief collectively from that team. I mean, I talked to them as they're collecting their stuff in the dugout, and I talked to Corey Julks a little bit. He's laughing, in good spirits. Nice to pick up a W. Nice to put the ball in play tonight for the Braves, which was the key. They really worked on minimizing those strikeouts tonight. It seemed like in that 6th inning, Chris, before Pete got up, Ryan Bolt, one of the team's most consistent hitters, strikes out with the bases loaded. And you know what? It looked like it was going to be deja vu. It's going to be the same thing, like leaving the bases loaded again. And the Braves were just, they seemed relieved. I keep using that word, but it seemed just right that they were able to break through tonight.
An impressive victory. The Braves now 4-0 against the first-place Harbor Hawks. Let's flip it over to Troy's interview with starting pitcher Doug Norman.
Well, the Bourne Braves defeat the first-place Hyannis Harbor Hawks with the score of 3-2, and now improve their record to 4-0 against them. Doug, you got the start tonight. Now this is your first start of the Cape League season, and how did you feel you did?
I felt pretty good. Hyannis is a really aggressive team. They like to swing the bat, first pitch a lot, and pretty much in any count. So I just felt like I really needed to do a good job of mixing speeds and keeping the ball down.
And you had a very long talk with Harvey after the game. What were you guys talking about?
We were just talking about we were basically talking about my arm angle and how I throw my slider as differentiating between the slider and the curveball, and just little thing, not a big deal, just working on it.
After the first inning and you let up the first run, what did you have to change after that to put a bunch of zeros up on the board?
Well, the only thing I said was that's the last one they're getting, so just had to grind through it.
All right, very cool. Well, the Bourne Braves win. Doug Norman, big part of that. We'll send it right back to Tomahawk Talk.
All right, thanks so much, Troy. Time for our Players of the Game segment.
We have a T-Talk segment for tonight.
We have a T-Talk segment. I stand corrected.
Sit corrected.
Oh, I sit corrected thanks to these chairs from Troy Lynch. Troy, take it away. From what? T-Talk.
Oh, absolutely. I was talking with Kyle Driscoll today.
2 T's.
2 T's, by the way. And I was talking with Kyle Driscoll the other day, another member of the jury, but there's a slight problem, guys. He doesn't have a nickname.
We've got the mayor, Brian Baker, the mailman, Austin Conway. What is Driscoll's nickname?
That's what we're asking you guys at home. That's not for us to figure out, okay? We give you Tomahawk Talk. You have to give us nicknames. And then Kyle Driscoll, he's sitting all alone in the jury. He needs one real bad, but that's the mission. And that's T-Talk.
Let us know, hashtag T-Talk.
We're asking you, Rutgers Nation, give us
Scarlet
some feedback.
Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knights, stand up or sit down,
Yeah.
whichever you prefer. Just let us know what Driscoll's nickname should be. So now that that's settled, Liam, your player of the game.
Closer Austin Conway picks up his 7th save of the season, which is tied for first in the Cape League. Has 2 strikeouts tonight. Gets a 6-out save. His first batter he faces, wild pitch, goes to the backstop. He hit the inherited runner that he came on, moves to second base. Conway unfazed, reports 2 strikeouts to leave him at second in the 8th inning, and then the 9th inning, 1-2-3. So.
Impressive performance from Austin Conway. The mailman always delivers. Last stop, 220 Sandwich Road. Chris Jones, I knew you were going to pick Austin Conway, so how do you respond?
Ouch.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to the loyal fans that listened to us at the end of the game. I said you wouldn't have to watch the episode tonight to see my player of the game pick because I was picking Austin Conway. Unfortunately, because of my friend Liam Sullivan, who may not be my friend after this episode has been filmed,
Wow.
I'm going to have to go with another selection. I'm going to go with Pete Alonso. Just a heck of an at-bat, and after you mentioned Ryan Bolt striking out, Alonso has had a tough time putting the ball in play in those situations, has struck out a lot, and probably his best at-bat of the season. 11 pitches, just spoiled a ton of pitches, a ton of tough pitches for a guy that was dropping down, had a sidearm motion, and for Alonso, a guy that you don't face very often, able to hit the ball very hard to Errol Robinson, skip into left center field, get 1 run on the board, and then the Braves able to rally after that.
Chris, to bolster your pick and to remain friends with you, I think that, I was talking to Alonso after the game, said he hates seeing those side armors or the submariners, and you know what? He was hoping for a guy that throws hard out of the pen, was able to prevail against, the matchup that the Harbor Hawks wanted.
I appreciate it, and I'll take our friendship into consideration.
All right, Joe Lynch.
Okay, well, I have 2 picks, but I'm only going to say 1 because
Okay.
I feel like you're thinking the same thing. But I got Gavin Pittori. Didn't play at all tonight. One of the members of the jury, but I think he really has an effect on every other member of the jury because he's always positive. He's
2 T's.
2 T's.
2 T's.
Pittori with 2 T's. And he's always working on the field before games, positive attitude, and I think that really shows when these guys are coming out in these high-pressure situations. Gavin Pittori, $1 million smile, $1 million player.
All right, your second pick?
I was going to say Chris Jones.
All right. Oh, Chris
Oh,
Jones.
God, I can't be on back-to-back episodes.
Tonight's game
First
was
time ever.
Tonight's game was broadcast on Fox College Sports. A little backstory: the Braves only get one of those this season here at home at Durham Park, and the kind folks at Fox College Sports invited Jonesy up to the broadcast booth. And I'm surprised that Fox College Sports has not already received an FCC violation letter for having Jones on. But what was the experience like?
We know it was a season low in ratings for Fox College Sports. No, it was a great environment, a great experience to go on TV. It's the first time I've done a TV broadcast, not radio, so a little bit different looking at the monitors and things like that. But it was great. Couldn't trade it for anything.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big night.
Big night.
Really happy.
Big night
Tonight
for
was the
Braves and
peak.
your
You know what?
family.
It's only downhill from here.
We'd like to take credit for Jones' success. We think this is the breeding grounds for
Absolutely.
TV.
It
We
is.
nurtured him,
It is.
and look
Tomahawk
where he
Talk.
is now.
And my player of the game pick will wrap this up. Doug Norman, 5 innings, earned his spot in the starting rotation tonight. You can't ask for much more than that. Gave up just a lone run to the Harbor Hawks. That was in the first inning. He settled down 4 scoreless frames after that. For the Tomahawk Talk crew, episode 30.
I'd like to mention just one other play, and I'm
course.
very sorry. Ryan Kiefaber, he only gave up the 1 home run, was at the field at 11 a.m. today, and was dragging the field with the field crew. So he had a very long day, pitched a good ball game. I feel like we should include him in the player of the game segment.
Love it. Love to see that.
His family was on hand tonight, so we don't even have
Yes,
to
we
apologize.
don't have to ask for apologies tonight.
Randy Kiefaber, we love you.
And if we're adding even more players to the player of the game, I like to mention Joe Lincoln in his golf game.
Okay.
all
Okay.
right.
30 down,
Slow your
14 to go. That's it.
And makes the catch for the final out of the ball game. Ball game over. Bravos win.
Fastball off the outside corner, gets away from the catcher Logan Ice. Here comes Garcillo. He scores the winning run. The Braves take it 4-3 on a wild pitch.